Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Jump Off Sides podcast. Today, we got a quick one for you. We're going to run through Seattle and San Francisco for tonight's game. How you doing, Lewis?
I'm doing good. How are you?
All good, all good.
Alrighty, yeah. I mean, we're back, guys. It's been a little bit, but, we're back. As Chance the Rapper would say, we're back, Yeah, we're going to talk about Thursday night just to kind of get that out of the way. We're going to see a Week 5 recap video here shortly, as well as our picks for Week 6. So we'll just dive right into it.
All right, let's take a look. San Francisco, Seattle, both teams coming off a loss.
Yeah.
Surprising losses.
Very disappointing losses.
Both teams are actually banged up a bit, too. It's I don't know which one to pick here.
I think the 49ers are in much worse shape than the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks do play down to their opponents, though. I mean, if you look against the Giants, it seemed like they didn't know what was going on anymore. I don't know if you saw that play from in Jigba, where Gino was running down the field and he faked out two defenders because he kept running with them. Like he acted like the ball was in the air. So that was
savvy play. savvy play.
Yeah. So he saved Gino there a little bit. So yeah.
One thing I've noticed, and I think this goes back to like 22. Any team who plays and loses to the Lions, their next game, they usually lose.
Is that an actual stat? Like, is that?
I think it's an actual stat. I'm gonna have to look that up later. But Seattle lost to Detroit on a Monday night thriller.
Yeah.
And then they come out and lay an egg against the Giants, who didn't have Malik Neighbors. So
they didn't even have Singletary. That rookie running back did look good. I think Tracy. He looked pretty solid. So I think the defense for Seattle did let them down a lot, though. Mm-hmm. And then, like you said, they're a little banged up as well on the offense. I think Metcalf's not completely healthy, so. But I think Lockett and Jigba are fine. And then they still got Kenneth Walker, who's a dog, Yeah. I think he can lead the team. And then Charbonnet, he's a good number 2. I think they're going to use him, frequently here this game, just to kind of give him more touches and everything. But don't get me wrong, Walker's still the solid number 1. So
absolutely.
Yeah. This game is tricky to call. I think I'm going to take...
It's in Seattle, by the way.
It's in Seattle. Then I'm definitely going to take the Seahawks on this one. I think the 49ers have been disappointing. They're a little more banged up. Ayuk is looking good. He's looking better now. I think he's taking the rust off. And I think Kittle is a little hurt after last week, but he's been doing amazing too. So either Debo steps up or maybe Jordan Mason gets a couple more touches in the red zone. So we'll see. Or he fumbles again. So
yeah. I think Seattle is also missing their rookie defensive tackle, Byron Murphy. And it isn't Seattle, but I don't know. I think they're still reeling right now. I don't know if they get it back together in a short week. San Francisco has been disappointing. They dropped 2 10-point leads in the fourth quarter for losses. They lost to Kyler Murray, an Arizona team that's honestly up and down this season. They just don't look that good early. No. Brock Purdy has had some great first halves, but has dropped the ball a little bit in the second half. They have had some injuries. They just placed their safety Hafunga on IR for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, they got good backups still to replace them.
For sure.
So
San Francisco is a team that has depth. You don't usually worry about them. I'm going to take San Fran in this one, just because I expect them to bounce back a little bit better than I do the Seattle Seahawks. If the Seattle Seahawks go ahead and feed Kenneth Walker against the San Francisco defense, which has been looking shaky, I still think San Francisco can pull this one off. I think Brock Purdy versus Gino, it's honestly a toss-up, but I'll stick with San Francisco for this one.
Gino's had a good year too. I mean, he's leading in passing yards, if I'm not mistaken, and he stayed healthy, so that's one of the main things. I mean, they got Sam Howell as a backup, but I think they don't really need him right now just because of how Gino's been performing. Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting game. I don't know how to call it. I mean, I'm taking Seahawks just because they're at home, but it could go either way. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I don't know. And both these teams have playoff potentials. I mean, it's just been the first 5 weeks. We got to keep that in mind. I mean, yes, the 49ers are 2-3, and then the Seahawks are 3-2, which isn't bad, obviously. There's like another 11 weeks of football left for them. Yeah. So I mean, they could definitely
plenty of time.
Yeah, they could definitely clutch playoffs. I mean, there's teams who have made it with just 8 wins and stuff like that. So It just really comes down to kind of how they perform in the next coming weeks, buys and all that. So
it's a tough one for each team because it is a divisional matchup, and these division games really mean a lot more when you talk about head-to-head tiebreakers and things like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, but they play each other again later, so honestly, they could split.
Yeah,
if one gets one, the other one gets the other.
But I think Seattle has their best chance right now, just because nobody's. Well, they have a lot of injuries. But you know what I mean. So. Yeah, let's see how it turns out Thursday night. It's going to be a good one, actually. Unlike Monday night, where it was it Monday night or Sunday night? It was
Sunday night was the Steelers
Cowboys versus the Steelers with the rain delay and everything. Yeah, that was a pretty bad.
I didn't watch that game. I went to sleep. I'm like, I'm not staying up for this.
Yeah, I watched the first half. And I said, yeah, never mind. So I think this is going to be a great game to watch as well as bet on. So I mean, anyone that you like, touchdowns, receptions, anything like that?
For me, Jordan Mason, anytime touchdown.
He disappointed us last week. I don't know if you noticed, he fumbled like right on I think it was like the 5 or the 6.
But I think it's a bounce back.
And then didn't get a TD, like any chances after that. So I like that one. I think the Seattle defense is allowing a lot of rushing yards as well. So I think if they're smart, they're going to run the ball. So I think Jordan Mason does have a great game, and I do think that Charbonnet gets a couple catches out the back and takes him for a good amount of yardage. But when it comes to trying to see if these receivers are going to do anything, it's up in the air. Either one has a good game and the other two have a bad game, or two have a decent game, and it's all over the place. So
haven't put it all together just yet.
Yeah, exactly. Early in the season. So, yeah, for sure. But yeah, I think that's going to cap our Thursday night picks. We're going to see how it plays out. And like I said, guys, we're going to get this week 5 recap out as soon as possible, and as well as the week 6 picks. So, and we did not forget about the hot sauce. It's coming. We just got to find the right one so I can die on the podcast. All right.
Go ahead and let us know what y'all think about this game in the comments. Like and subscribe. Sorry, been away for a while, technical difficulties, but we're back and we're going to get this right. Also, the line for this game, San Francisco was a 3.5-point favorite.
3.5-point favorite for
on the road.
I still like the Seahawks. Yeah.
Over under 49.5 points.
I think it's going to be over 49.5 points. I think their defenses are just giving away points at this point. I mean, if you look against like the Rams, the Cardinals, they're giving points away. So
definitely giving them away.
And same with the Seahawks. They're giving them away. I mean, they lost to the Giants for all teams. So
Malik Neighbors less.
When no Malik Neighbors, and yeah.
But we'll get to that game in the week 5 recap. But until then, have a safe one. Enjoy tonight's game, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Jump Off Sides.
Peace.